Track it, then stop it. The new research that's showing how COVID is spreading around San Diego.
Plus, as the county prepares to tighten COVID restrictions, one business owner is getting ready to open a new restaurant. How the fate of his other businesses may rest on its success.
Plus, how one local school district is keeping its buses safe and clean, taking students to and from campus each day.
ABC 10 News at 6 starts now.
It literally is like a fingerprint, and you can say, oh, this person is connected to this person.
New research is shedding light on how COVID-19 is spreading throughout San Diego. Good evening. I'm Kimberly Hunt.
And I'm Steve Atkinson. Our ABC 10 News reporter Jeff Lasky reveals how that knowledge could help the county take quicker actions to try and stop outbreaks before they become super spreaders.
As San Diegans, we're lucky for lots of reasons. But during this global pandemic, one of those reasons is that we have world leaders in COVID research right here at home.
The virus is constantly evolving and trying to figure out the best way to spread through our population. And as it does that, it changes a little bit.
One of those researchers is UC San Diego professor Dr. Louise Laurent. She's part of a team that includes Scripps Research and San Diego County that sequences the genomes of COVID-19. Genomics can tell her how the virus is spreading through San Diego. For one thing, the virus that first hit us this spring is not the same as the one surging now.
Actually, what we found is that San Diego has been hit many different times, and viruses from other places have come to San Diego.
New funding from the CDC is now helping the team expand their work. And the county's top epidemiologist, Dr. Eric McDonald, tells me the information from the project helps them make smarter decisions.
Sometimes this gives us extra information that we didn't know, that, oh, these cases are actually connected and we didn't realize it.
The info helps the county identify outbreaks so they can figure out how to stop them from spreading. Dr. McDonald also says the data shows the county's testing and contact tracing efforts are working pretty well.
It looks like many of the instances of individuals who are infected don't result in too many other infections. I mean, again, we don't have lots of big clusters of the same exact strain.
Both doctors agree the data shows something else. The single best thing people can do are those things we talk about all the time. Wear a mask, social distance, and don't gather.
It's not the most exciting story in a way, you know, like we don't have a silver bullet that's going to just make it all go away tomorrow. But if we each do our part, we'll make it through better.
Jeff Lasky, ABC 10 News.
Jeff tells us that research also suggests that COVID is very closely connected between San Diego and Tijuana, with many strains of the virus crossing the border in both directions. And today, the county launched a new tool that shows which parts of the county are being hit hardest by COVID. This map, it breaks up the area by zip code, color coding each area based on similar criteria to the state system. Right now, Rancho Santa Fe, Valley Center, and Spring Valley have the highest case rates. Poway and Del Mar have some of the lowest. San Diego's daily increase in cases is seeing its highest number in months as well. First, you can see that our 14-day rolling average for positive tests is just going up and up, now nearing 4%. The county did not update its numbers yesterday because of the holidays, so today they announced 661 new cases from yesterday, 620 new cases for today. That's more than 1,200 new cases in just 2 days. Our total for the entire pandemic is now more than 62,000. The county did not report any new deaths today, but did report 3 from yesterday. That total is now 918.
Turning to an ABC 10 News follow-up, yesterday we told you about Larry McNamara. He owns Major's Diner in Pine Valley and says he has no plans to close his dining room on Saturday to meet county and state restrictions. Today, he told us the county reached out to him after our story aired last night for a potential meeting before Saturday to talk about options. No matter what, McNamara told us he is not backing down. Some good news today. He says 40 new customers stopped by for a bite to eat. As more business owners say they plan to stay open after Saturday, county leaders hope to get everybody on the same page to fight the pandemic.
We've got to quit sending mixed messages. We've got to trust the science. We've got to believe the data, and we've got to take appropriate action.
Meantime, the mayor of El Cajon says enforcing the tighter restrictions won't be a top priority for police in his city. He added if the county wants enforcement, they can do it themselves. Some San Diego small business owners plan to rally outside the county administration building on Monday, calling for the county to take local control over business reopenings.
If outdoors the new norm, then let's do an outdoor and let's kick on him.
Well, meanwhile, a San Diego craft brewer hit hard by the pandemic is taking the rare step of opening a restaurant as we enter this purple tier. Our ABC 10 News reporter John Horn explains how he had to pivot to make this happen.
I mean, it's terrible.
Dennis O'Connor says the pandemic hurt his craft brewing operation the moment the first shutdown kicked in.
It wasn't so much nobody was coming in, but you also lost all those bars and restaurants who were buying your product.
Not to mention, the price of cans increased, hitting Thorn Brewing's distribution. Thorn operates 3 locations in San Diego County, at least one of which will likely have to shut down as the region enters the most restrictive purple tier, outlawing indoor dining.
We are nowhere near thriving. It's survival at best.
But O'Connor has a new tool for survival. Connected to Thorn Brewing's Barrio Logan location is a new full-service distillery and wood-fired pizza restaurant the brewery finished in March but never opened.
It was pretty much just a big blank warehouse. And so we put in the walls, we brought in all the power utilities. I mean, it was a massive project.
While the interior can't open, Thorn is converting the restaurant's outdoor patio into its own barbecue eatery with a bar in the back called Side Yard Barbecue by Hot Mess. It'll seat 84 people.
If outdoors the new norm, then let's do an outdoor and let's kick on it. Let's not put it in the street. Let's not put it in a barn tent. Like, let's do something special.
O'Connor says the new barbecue can hopefully get Thorn and its now limited staff,
When this ends, I hope that we're here,
through the pandemic. John Horn, ABC 10 News.
The barbecue is opening to the public next Thursday, November the 19th. For more stories on how San Diego businesses are surviving during this pandemic, visit 10news.com/rebound.
California healthcare workers feel frustrated, overworked, and burned out, according to a new study. And 91% of healthcare providers are seeing an increase in patients with anxiety, depression, and stress-related disorders. Virtually all of them say the emotional and mental impacts from the pandemic are affecting their work and their patients. The good news, more than 3/4 of healthcare workers feel at least somewhat confident their hospital is prepared for another surge of COVID-19. But the majority say access to PPE is still an issue. And many say telehealth has grown significantly, and the trend will probably continue after the pandemic.
With school districts around the county bringing students back into the classroom, a major challenge was trying to keep the school buses safe and sanitized. Our partners at KPBS report buses in the Poway Unified School District have been taking about 500 elementary students to and from school since mid-October. Students are pre-screened with temperature and symptom checks before boarding. So far, drivers say they're doing a good job of following all the rules, such as keeping their masks on.
We want our students back on our buses, and we don't want the parent feeling that they have to drive their child and their automobile and getting clogged in that traffic at our school sites and everything. We want them to have that same confidence that when they're ready to return their child to a PUSD school site, that includes the bus to go with it.
Drivers do spray down every seat as students get off the bus, and each bus undergoes a deep cleaning every 24 hours. As the coronavirus continues its surge into the winter here at home and across the country and around the world, you can turn to ABC 10 News for the app for the latest developments. Find it for free in the App Store and on Google Play.
Firefighters stopped a small brush fire before it could climb a hill toward homes in southeast San Diego. The fire started just before 2 o'clock in a homeless encampment at the bottom of a ridge in Encanto. San Diego firefighters initially called in help from a helicopter before crews on the ground got the flames under control. The fire did not reach any of the homes and no one was hurt while fighting the fire.
A fiery wreck on the 805 overnight led to a woman's arrest. CHP says the crash happened late last night just north of National City. That woman was able to get out of her car before it finally caught fire. It then took those firefighters about 20 minutes to put out the flames. A second car was also involved in the crash, but that driver was not hurt.
Deadly DUI crashes have been on the rise in San Diego during the pandemic. The DA's office says so far this year, 24 people have died in drunk driving crashes, up from 18 this time last year. In addition, the blood alcohol content in people's blood is higher than last year. Because of that, the DA's office says that it's received a grant aimed at prosecuting those who cause deadly DUI crashes.
The county is being warned against approving a development in the South Bay because there has not been enough study about its potential wildfire risk. California Attorney General Javier Becerra told county leaders today that his main concern with the Otay Ranch Village 13 project right now, the development is slated for land just east of Chula Vista, north of Lower Otay Lake. Attorney General Becerra told the county that its environmental impact report for the project doesn't address the risk of wildfire or include an evacuation plan for the community.